mosh pit. Remember?
No.
Yeah, no, it was Sector1 who picked him up, and so fifth up
Oh,
are,
yeah,
are
right,
respect
right,
banning
right.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're respect
Yeah.
banning him. They know that he's not
Right.
massively good, but they also have that first ban priority, so they're just going to say, look, you did well as Kael'thas. Kael'thas is still decent. We'll respect
I just had a brain fart, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But yeah, as Spiro is saying, or SP1ROW, because it's all in caps, I'm going to spell it out, is saying in the chat, he's more balanced. Yeah, kind of. He's not a top priority, but definitely that respect. Now, Li Ming getting banned out by Sector1, and we're going to have fifth really think about what their first pick was, and it ends up being the Thrall, which means Sector1 can pick up the Rhaegar and whatever they want. They're going to go with the Falstad and not lock in the Rhaegar immediately. Interesting.
Yeah, probably gonna look it right now, though.
Yeah, I mean, we may even just get the Tassadar come out. Like, I mean, they picked the Tassadar to counter the Falstad last time, but no, they're going to go for a double ranged assassin.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they were good with the Greymane last game. He did work. I'm just going to look at the damage charts of last game, and Greymane was just behind the Kael'thas by literally 120 damage. Kael'thas had 68,128, and Greymane had 68,008. It was literally 120 damage difference.
Right, and not picking Greymane on the side of Sector 1 does, not picking Rhaegar, I mean, does mean that that could get picked up here by 5th up, as well as a Zagara. I mean, having the two best solo laners can't really hurt you. I mean, your opponent didn't pick up the Zagara, so you might as well just punish them for not doing it. You could also ban it if you want to pick something else, of course.
Yeah, I think that the Zagara would be a great pick. Another solid pick with that Thrall, if you're going to go with the Rhaegar as a solo healer, would be potentially picking up the Tassadar towards in this draft. Yes, you are then running a double support, and it's not double off support, but that Tassadar wall, I'm now completely like, okay, Tassadar counters Falstad on Cursed Hollow. I'm all in on that. I saw it once and I'm convinced.
Yeah, that was an amazing wall. That was just amazing.
It was just the forethought of coming out. They knew it would happen, and he just put the wall there, and the Falstad barrel rolled his way to die.
Yeah. Well, it is gonna be the Diablo picked up instead. Gonna go for that Sundering Apocalypse combo, which is still very, very good, but that means that they still need to pick up a second tank or a second support, and they've already got a very melee heavy setup, which means that the Falstad is gonna just have an easy time just gusting everyone away if he does not get caught out of position. But Greymane, on the other hand, might be in a little bit of trouble, which means that he's probably not going to be able to go in melee mode, just going to stay around at range and poke away. ETC going to get banned out from Sector 1, definitely a very smart choice. If they didn't want to pick him up, which apparently they don't, I would have definitely seen them pick ETC right now.
I mean, I don't think the ETC ban was necessary because they've already got a Falstad. Unless ETC lands on that Falstad, the Mosh Pit's going to do nothing all game long. So...
Yeah, I don't know why they would ban it. I could definitely see them pick it up. ETC is one of the strongest tanks right now, and going for a Stitches is not exactly the best, since 5th up already have 3 melee, and they could even go for a 4th one, since Diablo as a solo tank could be very scary for the Diablo player. But yeah, Sector 1, they could go for a tank right now.
I actually think what you just said there with the Stitches is super smart. Like, you put a Stitches against a Thrall and just kind of a solo or double tank lineup, that Putrid Bile coming out will do so much work, and they lock in Muradin, they hover over Stitches and then lock him in immediately. Yeah, Putrid Bile is just going to cover such a large area, and it's basically going to mean Thrall will kill himself when he's trying to kill his opponents. Yes, he can sustain through it as long as he gets a consistent damage off from his abilities, get that Frostwolf resilience ticking, but it can be quite hard for him, especially with a Muradin stun. Like, Muradin lands a stun on the Thrall, Thrall's going to immediately die.
Yeah, that is true, and yeah, I mean, just that melee heavy lineup on the side of 5th up is gonna have a hard time getting through that front line on the side of Sector 1, but very, very smart pick by 5th up. That Leoric is so amazing against Stitches and Muradin. Two of the highest health tanks in the game, especially when Muradin pops that avatar. And having Leoric with Crushing Hope at level 13, going up against those two is just so frustrating if you're the tank player. And Raynor to top it all off. So they've got Leoric, they've got Raynor for the Giant Killer. And yeah, Sector 1 might be in a bit of trouble here. That was some very good drafting on the side of 5th up. And you know the funny thing is, if Rhaegar wants to, he could even go for, I don't even know the name of the talent, Hunger of the Wolf. No, Hunger of the Wolf at level 16.
Yeah. Could absolutely
Most wolf
do
attacks against heroes deal an additional 5% of the target's maximum health and heal you for 5% of your maximum health. So that could do a lot of work versus the lineup on Sector 1. They're gonna go ahead and choose Karazim for the support. Very good. I could have definitely seen something like a Lieutenant Morales happening, but given that there is the Sundering Apocalypse combo, that could have been very scary. So they're just gonna go ahead, go for the safe option. Obviously, Karazim with Relentless is not going to be as vulnerable as Lieutenant Morales would have been.
No,
and,
I actually, I mean, you say Lieutenant Morales as an alternate healer. I actually think Malfurion might have been a better choice there. You put a root down as Thrall's running at you, he's locked down, he dies. You have Tranquility pop off, regardless whether or not that Sundering Apocalypse happens, he's going to be healing. Plus, he has the Ice Block option. If Karazim was banned out, I think that Malfurion could have absolutely been a very safe choice.
I think Malfurion, yeah, if Karazim was banned out, that was a possibility. But on the other hand, there's the possibility of Entomb, there's Shadow Charge on Diablo, there's obviously the Sundering, there's just so much that the Malfurion can die to. Yes, he has an Ice Block, but as soon as he comes out of that Ice Block, he's gonna be in some trouble after that.
Yeah, so Karazim wasn't banned out, it was the Tassadar, so Sector not able to pick him up. So we're able to pick up the Karazim, and it means that... do you reckon we're going to get 7-sided Strike or Divine Palm here? I feel like it's going to be Divine Palm, but because he doesn't have... like, nobody else has any heals of their own. Like, Stitches does, yes, and Muradin kind of does, but I think he's going to need that Divine Palm. I don't think he can go, okay, they've got double tank, let's go 7-sided Strike. Yeah,
I think it's probably going to be Divine Palm, given that... I mean, there's just so much blow-up potential on the side of 5th up. As I've said before, there's the Sundering Maw combo, or just like not Sundering Maw, I'm sorry.
Apocalypse,
Sundering Apocalypse, yeah. There's also Leoric, which can drain the tanks up to no health, and that bomb can definitely be used on either Muradin or Stitches, which are just going to be hanging around in the front line. Raynor is also going to be chipping away at those tanks. And if Falstad or Greymane do get caught out of position, it's going to be very fatal if they don't get saved by a Divine Palm. And we actually saw quite a bit of Divine Palms missing last game. I hope that that's not going to be the situation this game. But yeah.
Did we see a single one go off? I think we might have. No, we didn't, did we?
No.
Literally every single one of them whiffed. The worst one was absolutely that Falstad on 70% health that he like Falstad was like half health and then he barrel rolled away and then got Divine Palm, so that was a bit of a miss one. But we're getting into the game now, onto the loading screen. As we load in, gonna do a big shout out again. We are sponsored by Azolt, great company. Go check them out, azolt.com. That's AZOLT. You should have seen the video come up as I spam that out. Make sure we get promotion for them, as like I said, big shout out to them. Just huge thank you that they've sponsored us and able to provide us with these half mechanical keyboards to as winnings, as prizes for our teams, and help the winners win even harder. So getting into it straight away, we're going to have the blue team here. Sector 1, we're going to have Lark team captain playing that, Stitches Rain on the Greymane, Sergen on the Falstad, Zybe TV on that Muradin, and finally One Spike playing that Karazim.
And 5th up is going to be on the right side. It is going to be very hot on Troll, Diet on Raynor, Chimera is going to be on Leoric, Glirios is going to be on Diablo, and Defox on Rhaegar.
Yeah, now I'm absolutely going to say Rhaegar when I mean Raynor about 9 times during this game. Rhaegar, Raynor, you've just got so many. Names are going to confuse me.
The teams are going to be clashing in the middle of the map. Leoric looking for a cheeky sneak around from the back. Nice hook on Diet from the side of RK is going to pull him in. Still not going to die though. Greyman in a lot of trouble. Diablo going to go after him. Volstad just going to zone for his team. Just going to do quite a bit of damage there. Volstad doing so much damage is going to force out Rhaegar out of this fight, but he's still going to be supporting him. And Troll finally going to be falling down. So is Murden though. So is Greyman.
Everyone's so low.
Volstad.
Jeez, yeah. There was it ended up being a 3-for-1 in favor of 5 up, and yeah, that was insane. The Volstad barrel rolled in just to try and get the last hit, as every single person 5th up was so low. Charism and Stitches just didn't take any damage that entire engagement, really.
Yeah, that was way too greedy by Surgeon. That was just way too much overcommitment. Volstad gonna fly down to the bot lane. I'm not exactly sure why Murden was there. Maybe he didn't think that Volstad was gonna be able to be there in time to soak it. But Volstad is gonna be there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Diablo and Leoric, just warrior buddy, is gonna be hanging around there, clearing up the wave. Maybe rotating up to the top lane, since there is nothing really to do in the mid lane. Rhaegar and Diablo are going to be rotating up there. Leoric is looking like he wants to stay in mid lane. There is Stitches, obviously, so he can drain him. He is a perfect target to drain.
Interestingly, with Leoric, he's gone with... I know that he's against a lot of right clickers, but he has gone with the block instead of his health regen, the regen master effective. I forget what it's called. No, we'd normally see block if he was solo tank, but he's not. And Diablo's also gone with block, so just completely going, do you know what? Your Greymane is not going to do anything to us. Your Volstad not going to do anything to us. And that's most of the damage of Sector 1. So, gonna see how this works out here. We may see Volstad actually, even though he's gone with the Season Marksman, I would have liked to see him wait on that talent and then end up picking the Mage Volstad build, as Blizzard want him to be a little bit more variety instead of being a right click.
Yeah, well, it's still not out. His Hinterland Blast still isn't really that worth it to pick up. You can see it, you can use it often in Hero Leagues, but in competitive, just the auto attack build is just way too powerful. Tribute number 1 is going to spawn up to the top lane. It is going to be secured by Sector 1, going to be picking it up quite nicely there.
Yeah, immediately there's no contention whatsoever, and I think that's fine. I mean, they are behind on experience, so I think it makes sense here for 5th up to do this, because they're slightly ahead on experience, as the Murden's going to get ganked here. He's going to get Shadow Charge away. Dwarf Toss comes over. The slow from the Thunderclap going to prevent the Diablo from getting that overpower, so just about worked out for him there. But yeah, as I was saying, 5th up, they're slightly ahead on experience. They're going to hit level 10 first if they keep up this rate, and if they try and fight for a tribute, they may accidentally give up a kill or two, and that would make them fall behind on experience. So they're playing for the long run. And the 3rd tributes will normally spawn just as a team, if they have an experience advantage, will be hitting level 10. So
very interesting builds. On the side of 5th up, double block on 2 of the tanks and Colossal Totem on Rhaegar. We saw the Colossal Totem last game. I definitely can't say that I agree with it. I mean, the Lightning Shield talents are just so powerful. The double block also, yes, there is a lot of auto attack, but picking up those 2 on those 2 heroes definitely isn't really worth it in my opinion. There's just so much that can be done with other talents like
I agree with you,
animation.
especially when you've got a Thrall and a double warrior lineup. You've got so many people who like to be in the front lane, so you might as well go, okay, my lightning shield's bigger and it's going to do a lot of damage. It makes way more sense. But Boss actually being picked up here by Sector 1.
Yeah, and it looks like 5th up are gonna rotate. Not quite in time though. Diablo almost in range for a Shadow Charge, but not quite. Nice positioning here by Rain on the Greymane. He's gonna give his Charism that quick dash to be able to get out of there. And by the way, Slam build on Stitches, he's gonna go for Savor the Flavor on level 7, so he's gonna get himself that extra health regeneration going on. Piercing Bolt on Murden obviously wants to get a bit more value. Once by gonna hang around the tribute, just gonna hit Glirios on that Diablo, not gonna allow him to get that tribute. Looks like Troll and Murden are just having a little shuffle up at the top lane, but both of them are gonna be coming down to the bot lane right now. Leoric has to Wraith walk away since he's taking so much damage. And looks like he might still drop down. Nice hook by Larky.
That's it. He'd used his Wraith Walk and he kind of stuttered his way back a little bit, and that just meant that he was dead. He was going to die regardless whether Stitches landed the hook, and he did. And now they're going to get collapsed upon. The Stitches come in from the back. I mean, the Reina has to turn around. He's going to get killed. And Diablo and Rhaegar fleeing with their lives as the boss cleans up that fort. And Curse and Fort are in favour of Sector 1, who does get a good overpound the Stitches. The Wraithwalk from the Dwarf Toss from the Muradin going to help cover him and keep him alive. As, yeah, despite getting overpowered, oh, the Muradin gets overpowered again, Shadow Charge, and that's going to be a dead hero, despite the buildings not being able to fire at him. Boss is going to die, cleaned up the wall though, so decent play coming up from Sector 1, who have hit that level 10, no heroics used yet, and will be looking to take advantage of this heroic ability advantage they have.
Yeah, I believe that was just like a slight misplay. I think level 10 was there on time. I think just Moran and Karazim didn't manage to pick up the heroics on time. Otherwise, I think that could have been a fight that could have been avoided without any casualties. Nice flight in from the Falstad. He's gonna do a lot of damage here on Leoric. Does Stitches have a hook? Yes, he does. That's gonna be an amazing hook on Leoric, and he is gonna be dropping down once again. A bit of a Leoric style here. We are gonna be seeing obviously the standard build. Standard heroics on both teams. It is going to be Putrid Bow, Go for the Trolls, Avatar, Mighty Gust, and Divine Palm on the side of Sector 1. And on the other side, it is going to be the Sundering Hyperion on Raynor. It is going to be March of the Black King.
We actually have a fight here. Sorry to interrupt you, but the Apocalypse come down. The Mighty Gust pushing his team away, trying to keep this fight in favour of Sector 1, as they are going to clean up the Rhaegar and the Raynor. The Hyperion come down, not doing enough cover damage, and yeah, the rest of the team managed to back off. But that is a fort. Again, in favour of Sector 1, who are 2 levels ahead, well, level and a half-ish.
Yeah, it was a nice Apocalypse, but would have been a lot better if it actually could have been followed up, actually preceded by the Sundering on the side of Troll. Didn't exactly do that, so maybe a bit of a miscommunication on the side of Troll and Diablo. So they could have comboed that up quite nicely. They're considering going for the boss, but they're not going to do that. They're just going to go up to the top lane, start soaking some experience. They didn't see any of their opponents, so they're a bit afraid. But meanwhile, Sector 1 just took their Bruiser camp, also took their Siege camp. So they've got a bunch of camps pushing up on the map. Looks like Fifth Up are going to go ahead and opt out for taking both of their camps right about now. But they definitely have a lot of time for the boss. It was a risky play, but it would have paid off in the end.
Karazim's going to scout this out as the Stitches and Muradin going to come here in time. Karazim's going to dash and strike his way and secure this hard camp in favour of Sector 1. The Leoric's going to get caught out here. The March of the Black King plus the Sundering going to cover his retreat. He's going to be able to get out here just about the Ancestral Healing, keeping him alive. Everyone falling low. The Thrall's going to get obliterated though. Just that Greymane go for the throating on him. He's going to get erased. Leoric falling as well.
And camp in the mid lane is just doing so much work.
Yeah, it was 2 hard camps in favour of Sector 1, who are going to end up getting the 4th tribute this game. Not a curse or anything, just, 4th tribute, and they're going to get the boss as well.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the boss that Fifth Up didn't want to go for. I mean, yes, it was a risky play, but as I said, it would have paid off. Falstad with a Mighty Gust, just making sure that nobody tries to jump on that point, and that is going to be a boss secure for them, along with those Sea Giants up at the top lane, just gonna be pushing. They could go into that mid lane and possibly secure themselves a keep, if they wanted to. The entire team of Sector 1, except for Falstad, is up at the top lane. Falstad could of course fly. He does have it off cooldown right now. And that boss plus the Sea Giants are gonna start knocking on that wall very, very soon, and that could be a possible keep. Nice Hyperion here by Diet is gonna try to zone out, but nice hook from Larke is gonna kill Leoric once again.
Yeah, he's just... the Leoric has basically been hit by the hook every time, once or twice on the Thrall, and other than that, Leoric's been dead. Putrid Bar coming out of the Stitches, he's travelling forwards, he's gonna get pushed around by the Sundering and the Diablo, but not going to be picked up as that Putrid Bar's just doing so much cover damage. It's still going. The Diablo ticking out fast from it, as well as the Falstad right clicks. He may end up falling. No, he's going to be able to walk himself to safety. The keep does fall. The Siege Giant's still alive. The boss is alive. Going to get cleaned up here in less than 10 minutes. We've had a keep fall on Cursed Hollow. That is impressive out here from Sector 1, and they're looking strong in this second game at the best of 3, looking to close out the series. They're going to get the 5th tribute.
almost a 3-level advantage. Looks like Rain might be in a bit of trouble on his Grey main. Looks like Troll might also be in a bit of trouble. Nice Stormbolt by Murden is going to secure that kill. But looks like Stitches is going to look for a hook. He does have it in another 5 seconds. Not going to land it. They're going to get the tribute, even though they are... No, never mind. I had a brain fart.
Yeah, it's alright. I mean, they were channeling the tribute earlier, but they just stopped. They were like, no, it's alright, we don't need to try and get this tribute, because we're going to get it. We're just going to get some free kills first. They picked up the Thrall, and the Leoric had to abandon him. He just started Wraith Walking and went, do you know what, Thrall, I'm out of here. I'm sorry. And, yeah, gonna get the boss in
not
favour
exactly
of them as well.
for him.
Gonna get the boss in favour of them as well. I would like to see, I mean, 1% will want to take their siege camp, but, and I think, so we'll want to take 5th up's siege camp, but they're going to be kind of pressured away from it. It does mean that the siege camp is going to push with the boss as a mirror of what happened in the top lane, and we may even see a second keep falling.
Yeah, we might even see a second keep falling if 5th up do manage to get hooks from Stitches. That might even be GG. Looks like Stitches looking for a hook. He is gonna barely miss it on that Rainer. And yeah, the boss and the Siege Giants just gonna keep pushing onto that keep. Siege Giants even throwing some rocks on Diablo. Oh, nice stun into
Oh, it's the double stun onto the root from the boss. It was just way too much. Lockdown coming there, Leoric able to Wraith Walk himself out, and Diablo being a bit too tanky, but the go for the throat on the Thrall is going to absolutely erase him despite the ancestral healing coming down on him. It's not going to save him out. Apocalypse doing a decent job landing on 2, but we're going to have the Divine Palm coming out from the Karazim onto the Grey main, keeping him alive. Stitches, just, you know, being Stitches, devouring his opponents, getting as much health as he wants. Another hook on the Leoric, going to kill him off. The Murden not quite falling to the core despite being low, and this is the boss still sieging it. The siege camp also doing the same. That's going to be GG 2-0 to Sector 1. So congratulations to them. Well done. They win the Azalt G-Reformer keyboard. That oh so wonderful prize that I've been raving about all this time, and yeah, they're just strong performances from them. I think they didn't do anything wrong all tournament that we saw their games. They're just pretty flawless execution, I think. It's well played by them. GG, and congratulations to our new winners of the Esports Wall of Heroes of the Storm tournament. Any final thoughts there, Marv?
No, it was just very well executed by Sector 1. A few minor mistakes